Uh, Obviously, very happy with the result, and certainly our respect and goes to Creighton. They played a heck of a match, and it was well, a great volleyball match, which is what you'd expect at this time of year in this tournament. But certainly, our hats are off to them for a heck of a performance, and like I said, we're happy to be moving on. But proud of our team for finding some ways to get it done when it was tough to get it done. And obviously, like I said, nice to be advancing. Thanks.
We'll take questions for coach or student athletes.
Taylor, it was 24-22 in the fourth set, and you guys were getting ready to start the point, and you went over and talked to Adana a little bit. What was the message to her at that point, and with just the team in general facing those two set points of the season?
It was pretty much, it's not over yet, so keep your head up. I know it was a message for everybody, but it was also a message for myself to let myself know, like, hey, look, we're still in it, we're still good. And sometimes if you can say it out loud, it kind of registers in your head like, oh, it is for real, So if I could say it to somebody else, then, like, I started to believe it. So, like, that was really what it was. And I just looked over and saw Dawn just over there getting ready to, just she was in her spot, like she was supposed to be there. And I just was like, you know what, look, it ain't over yet. We still got this. We still in it. And I think that helped. I hope it did. I guess it did, yeah.
What did you sense the team's emotions were at that point, Taylor?
We were a little tight. And I just thought that we all just needed to take a deep breath and let it out. Sometimes we take a deep breath, but we hold it in, and then it just isn't good. So I think the big thing was just to let that breath out, and I think that's what we did at the end of the fourth and in the fifth. So I think that was really good.
It would look like late in the fourth set you were back to that 6-2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What were you looking for with the
Offense. We were struggling in the 4-2. The slide was going okay, but usually, we're able to produce for a much higher number over there on that right side. We were becoming really left pin dominant, so we thought at least for a couple of reasons, having three hitters out there more often, and then obviously the additional blocking, we thought it was worth a try, and good thing we practiced it a little bit earlier.
What was Creighton able to do that kind of limit the offensive production in the second and third?
Well, obviously they can dig the ball, right? I mean, they're a really good defensive team, and I thought they blocked with a lot of discipline, especially versus our quicks. They were in the tendency strong and made it difficult for our middles to score. That being said, we were able to respond in kind, and so that it kind of ended up being a bit of a defensive battle. But if you could side out, you could win. But for both teams at different phases of the match, we were held to low numbers. They were held to low numbers.
Alexis, how are you guys managing your emotions for the match? Because you started out so strong. It was a really great first set, and then there were some mistakes and some problems the next couple of sets.
Yeah, I think one mistake led to another mistake, which led to another one. So I think it kind of just probably got into our heads. But like Tamo said, I think we did a really good job of just relaxing and taking a deep breath, and then that's when things calmed down, especially towards the end.
The block was absolutely huge there late in the fourth set and in the fifth and deciding set. Were the blockers kind of taking it on themselves? Were you guys looking at each other and saying, we're going to win it with defense?
Yeah, kind of. Throughout the whole game, it was kind of up and down with the blocking, and then there was like a series of it was just not going right for myself, especially. So it was just like I was in my head, and I could feel like a lot of people were in their head, but then we just kind of like, you know what, I'm going to just do what I'm supposed to do, and it turned out, and we're just like, okay, we have a pulse. We still got this, and we looked at each other in the eyes, and we're like, you got this. Get out of your head. You're more than capable. You're good. You're enough. All that stuff. So I just think that, like, one thing led to another. Like, on the flip side of what Lexi said, one good thing led to another good thing, and it just kept going. And I just think overall that energy fed off of each other, and we were able to do good things.
So just to piggyback off that, obviously the first set pretty good for us, and it kind of ends up setting a little bit of an expectation, perhaps. That's the temptation that you can get sucked into. And as much as you want to talk about, hey, look, Creighton has the right to respond to this, and they did, right, particularly well. All of a sudden it's not rainbows and ponies anymore. Every touch isn't going down, and we're having to grind. And so we really had to shift our approach from, we're kind of golden gods to all of a sudden, man, we're in the trenches and we're fighting for our lives. And that's exactly what it was. It was a battle, yeah.
Coming into the night, you said, Hugh, that you needed to be good on first contact. They were going to serve tough. How did you feel the team did in that?
Yeah, I thought a little bit error-prone in set two, obviously, surprisingly for us. But for the rest of it, I thought we stuck some good serves on them, and certainly really proud of Cece at the end of that fourth set, to hit some really good serves, and even getting an ace there towards the end. But I thought we held up okay. It seemed like the first contact was a bit of a wash. They served well, we served well at different times in the match. We blocked a few more, they dug a few more, and it just came down to the ebb and flow, really, of the match.
Taylor, Alexis, you're both seniors. This is going to be the last match that you guys had here. For it to be this match, for it to end like that, what's kind of the emotions coming off the court knowing that was the last time you're on there?
You're not going to make me cry right now. That's all I know.
We still got plenty of
We
season
got
left.
time.
Yeah.
No, but it was just like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like there was a little bit of doubt crept in a little bit, and then it was like, oh man, like what's gonna happen, But then you just look at each other, look at the team, look at the girls in the face, and like, nah, we ain't going out like that, Like we just gonna have to put it out there, Like we just gotta go out, and I can't speak for Lexi, but it was just to go out to play that game and to just show resilience and grit. And to just keep battling, keep staying level-headed, even when they were up, it felt good. Like it felt like, wow, like we're all invested in this. And I don't know, like I'm getting goosebumps, but it's a great feeling, and I love this team with my whole heart.
Yeah, I feel like, obviously for Tamar and I, like leaving the PAV, it was on a good note. So I'm just really excited. We're going to look down 4 years, like, oh my gosh, I remember that game when it was went to 5 sets, but it was a really good feeling.
And it also feels good because, like, last year, how it ended at the PAV.
Yeah.
So we wanted to, I wanted to make sure, like, hey, we're putting it all out there, Like, we're going to give our max effort, and I'm going to try to help the girls out, and I know that they're going to try to help me out, and we're just going to lean in on each other and stay connected and push, and we're going to push, and we're going to push, and just put it all out on the court. And I'm really proud of the team because we did that. And we left, like Lexi said, on a good note. So.
Do you feel like that resiliency tonight was kind of based off of the way it's been all season long, having to deal with just different issues along the way?
Oh yeah, like I remember telling them, like we did this all the time. Like we had different lineups. We've been down and came back up. Like this is nothing new to us. So we should just keep going, And I don't know what else to say.
There's a different emotion that you're dealing with, though. Here we are at the end of the season, and there are the discipline required to keep so many of those thoughts at bay about the possible outcome, the possible end. And I thought that was really one of the strengths for our athletes in terms of evolving, that we didn't somehow let what might happen get in the way of what we had to do to get the outcome that we wanted. So during the season, you're grinding and it's hard, and we're spinning the dial and we're throwing the kitchen sink at this thing, and we got lots of good outcomes. But it's a different motivation when all of a sudden you're faced with the finality or the possibility of that. So there was some extraordinary growth for us to be able to manage that emotion and maybe give that a better definition of how we're going to manage it moving forward.
We have any more questions?
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks.